Hello everybody and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Wednesday, November the 4th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you may have for me, you can use this email address. This is a link for the free room, 100% free. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our room. Room is open Mondays to Fridays between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I share my screen and I'm live on the mic. In the email you're getting, you will see a link to my homepage. On my homepage, you will find things like a promo code to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas. You'll find the Trade of the Week link that you can sign up for. You'll also find some educational links. You'll also find all the scans that I'm willing to share with everybody. So a lot of information on my homepage link. You'll also see in the other area of the email you're getting, you will see a link for the test drive. So the test drive starts on Monday. It'll run till the following Friday, so that's November the 9th to November 20th. And you'll get 2 full trading weeks with Trade Ideas for $8.99. You'll have access to our full premium service, okay? So you will not get live data until Monday morning at 7 a.m. That's when we start getting our data. But you'll be able to work with the program. Give it a couple of hours after the market closes on Friday so you can play around with it and get a little bit accustomed to it before you start the test drive. On my homepage, you'll see there in the training section, you will see something called 20 lessons in 20 days. I would really encourage you to take a look at that. Of course, it's not going to take you 20 days, but it'll show you, how to create a top list, how to create an alert window, some of the basic things within Trade Ideas. Well, of course, this is the day after the election, and as we speak, nothing has been completely resolved. Obviously, interesting action. The SPY, of course, massive pop-up. The market continues to move higher. A little bit of a dip here, but right now the indices are all positive. And I'll go over these. Some interesting happenings, but I do want to talk about SAVA. And SAVA was an alert from the AI, okay? You'll notice it was right there at the entry price was $9.95. Now, I actually had something into Michael. I wanted to see if because that stop was pretty close. Just one moment, please. Okay, that stop was pretty tight. There was a stop, so an entry of $9.95 and a stop at $9.84. That's about the tightest stop I've seen, 11 cents away. So it got stopped out, so it did get stopped out. However, look at the reentry time. Now, look where it got stopped out at 10:04, and almost immediately there was a signal to reenter it at 9.90. So how was that actually calculated? Well, nothing highly scientific. I know I say that all the time, but it's just halfway between the entry price and the stop. So halfway between 9.95 and 9.84 is 9.90. So if a stock, and you'll see that all these prices ahead of time are already assigned, all right, but they don't nothing will happen. In other words, unless you see something in the reentry time column, that means they didn't trigger. That means at one point, never did, for instance, SNDX, did it ever hit the stop price? Okay, if it had, and then it came back to 965, you'd get a reentry time alert. But this is the SAVA. Now SAVA had some pretty interesting news, all to do with Alzheimer's, etc. So, whether or not I want to back this off because I do want to take a look at the SAVA chart. I got back into this one. Okay, now I traded this right here, just over 10. And you see how whippy it still was. I got out most of it at 10:30. It popped down again. And I've watched this rise. And I actually did take this I've traded some out just over 12. It popped up to 12.42. I've traded out a lot of it. I want to hold on because if you take a look at this weekly chart, I mean, if this can break out, I can't see what the price is there, 12.76. There is really no resistance. This could be in for a multi-day run. I believe it is a phase 2. See if I have my notes right. phase 2B, and it's an Alzheimer drug. So, let's keep our fingers crossed. But anyway, SAVA could have an interesting multi-day run, as long as it holds near the high of the day. I don't want to see it, drift all the way back down here. So that was SAVA, and that's why I'm always saying if you don't have these columns, you should have, at the very least, have the reentry time, reentry price, and you actually get an audible alert. It's the same alert that you get. You can set the audible alert right here. Actions, play the sound, set up the sound, just follow this. So on a reentry, you will get the same alert as you do for the other ones, so you won't miss it. Now, some interesting things, if you were following, pre-election and all, that the Democrats probably were, they're all about solar and etc. Well, no, parties have solar, but the Democrats seem to be more pushing solar, and you can see that ahead. Take a look at the daily chart. This was a big move for SPWR. It's chopped around a bit, okay, in anticipation of maybe who's going to win. And then all of a sudden, this is what happened. Democrats look like they were losing. Solar just starts to drop. And let me put the solar ETF. That'll be even. You see, look how this is the solar ETF, and but look how much it's recovered. Now, if you're following along, I guess there is a chance that the Democrats will win, and so that has helped, I believe, the solar plays. Highly risky, of course, because we really don't know what's going to happen. But I found this interesting that solar was just tanking, but then as news started coming out that maybe with all these absentee ballots being counted, maybe the Democrats could win. So man, it's like an incredible sports match. It really is. Except that it's a lot more serious. Anyway, I thought I would point that out, and just have to keep watching the solar stocks. The same thing happened with the marijuana stocks. Now, some of the marijuana stocks, I think most of them probably were down. There were some states that did legalize, but overall, of course, what the Democrats said is they would decriminalize marijuana. This is what happened after hours, but then Democrats lose. This is what's happening. Now it's kind of all in limbo. Anyway, those are some sectors to take a look at, depending on who is actually declared the winner. Anyway, long night last night. So if you have any questions for me, you can use this email address. This is the link for the room, and I will open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern. I hope to see you then. Bye-bye.